YouTube, Beef Smokehouse back here with you. We've got about a 6-pound lamb shoulder, right? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get all the scragglies off of here. I'm gonna season it down with my kosher salt, and we're gonna get it into the fridge overnight for overnight dry brine. What we're gonna do with this, I'm gonna smoke this on my Weber 22-inch kettle until it's absolutely tender, and we're gonna make what we call in my neck of the woods pita pockets. You might know them as euros or gyros. Just depends on where you're from. Alright, so I'm gonna start. We're gonna take some of this stuff off. Just the stuff I feel that's gonna burn. We're not gonna throw that away. I think my dog would like that. Alright, let's see what else we got. It's not too much really to do here. So I wanna even some of this off. So the reason we are evening some of this stuff off is because it'll burn in the smoker. I don't want it to burn. And any other stuff right here, I like the fat. I don't mind the gamey flavor, but I'm gonna show you a way right before we cook this how we're gonna tame that gamey flavor down. I believe this is a piece of American lamb. Still has a bit of a gaminess, but I believe it said that lamb from Australia, lamb from New Zealand has a bit gamier taste, gamier flavor. We're going to use a bit of mustard right before this goes on the pit to kind of calm down, tame that flavor. That's really all I'm going to do to this. Here you go. So this is going to be my presentation side at the top, which means this is going to be the side we season first. We're just gonna get some salt on it, guys. This is a large piece of meat. I'm gonna treat this just like I would a pork butt. It's about the same size, same shape. Make sure we got a good coating of kosher salt. This salt's gonna work its way through osmosis down into the actual meat. All right. I'm not gonna go a whole day with this because it's not as big as a pork butt, but we're gonna go, you know, say 5 to 10 hours. That should be sufficient. Next time we see this, the color's gonna change. Again, we call this the dry brine. We call this the dry brine. Real simple. Hit that fat side. Notice I'm not getting any of that sinew, aka silver skin, off. The temp at which I'm going to cook this probably is going to be range from 250 to 275, and that heat's going to break all this down. Plus, I can start carving into this if I wanted to, and then I wouldn't be left with much meat. You see, we have a bone. When I put this on the smoker, this is going towards the fire. All right, I think that's going to be about it, guys, for tonight. All right. That's it. I think that's it. I don't want to go too heavy with this, guys. You can oversalt it. It's not like a brisket. But I absolutely want, and I'm going to do something like this. Make sure all this extra kosher salt we got gets used up. That's what we have. That's about it, guys. Into the fridge for an overnight rest. Into the fridge for an overnight rest. Alright, let me show you where we at. This is on the lamb shoulder. I have only salted it down. It's been in my fridge for the past 16 hours. So this is a dry brine. We know the dry brine is taken because the colors of the actual protein, not the fat, the protein has darkened. Let me show you what we're going to do next. Mustard. Mustard as a binder and as a way to tamp down the gamey flavor that lamb can have. Every bit of that gamey flavor is the fat. However, I want this to be moist. Lamb can be really lean if you take out all of the fat. So I'm going to leave that fat in there with the hopes that it's going to render down and give us a nice juicy product. Yeah, we're going to kick it like this. So this was the bottom side, that's why you see the tray marks. But we are going to go ahead and season the whole roast. I don't want to overdo it with the mustard. However, you're not going to really be able to taste this mustard, but I do want to get as much on as possible with the hopes that it's going to calm down this gaminess. That's like the #1 reason why people don't really eat lamb. I think we should eat more lamb. It's a healthier protein. So now what's next? Got that rubbed in. Alright, now we're going to go with I've got Cavender's, one of my favorite grease seasonings. I got Lawry's, not too heavy with this because remember it has been salted already. And of course we're going to cap it off with black pepper. I'll get this seasoned down and then it's going to set here while I start a fire. We don't rub, we do pat. I'm going pretty heavy with this. Cavender's has a bit of salt in it. Not really worried about it. It's also got black pepper, but we're going to get that black pepper flavor. We're going to amplify it. Might need to get some more seasoned salt. Don't worry about it though. Okay, pat that on. And put some black pepper on. Black pepper is going to help us with this bark. That's #1 reason. And why wouldn't you want black pepper on your protein? Notice I am not rubbing it down. Rubbing it down will cause clumps to form on this protein. Any protein, you don't rub it down. You pat it. Okay, now we're going to the bottom portion. Now we're going to start over. Top portion. I tend to go heavier on the fat cap. As this fat cap renders on this side, that's what's going to help us to get a juicier product and create a nice bark. Right, smelling good. Messy process, but we'll get through it. Sure, we want no stone left unturned. We want everything covered. Bit of creating that bark is the even seasoning, guys. I'm about out of Lawry's, and that's going to be fine. It's fine. Now we're going to hit everything with this black pepper and see if I got any more Lawry's in the cabinet. Just remember that salt does not penetrate fat. You'll still see me get salt and pepper and everything on the fat cap because you want it to be seasoned. After all, this is going to be a pulled lamb, so I'm going to take this until it's absolutely tender, and we can pull this meat, and we're going to get it on some pitas. You may know it from your region or location as gyros, gyros, however you pronounce it. All right. Nothing too hard. Nothing I've done here you can't do in the afternoon, guys. I did have to salt brine. I could have just hit it with salt and put it on the smoker. I could have. I didn't. That ain't my style. I did it the way I do things. In your household, you do it the way you like it. If you don't like the seasonings I'm using, by all means, use something else. I think we're going to call it Dunzo there. This will sit out on my counter. Probably for the next 30, 45 minutes, I'm going to get a fire started, and I'll see you then. We got it all seasoned up. I used a bit of grease seasoning. That's Cavender's, some Lawry's, black pepper, and of course for lamb, typically as a binder we always go with mustard. That helps dampen down that gaminess. However, we're going to make this into some smoked pulled lamb, and we're going to get it on a gyro. In my neck of the woods, we call this a pita pocket or a pita sandwich. Stay tuned. Alright, getting ready to start this fire. Let me show you what we got. Got my smoking sear attachment here. Here's what we're gonna do. Real simple. We're rolling with 2 apple chunks for this lamb shoulder. One I'm gonna go ahead and place in the middle, and the other I'll place on top of the fire. Alright, so I am layering. We're gonna go with Kingsford Blue Bag. Put a few Kingsford in there. We're gonna layer it. So I put the wood on the bottom because I find that a piece of wood just set on top typically only it doesn't combust and burn all the way through. But I cannot find any wood chunks usually when I put them on the bottom, which means that they are burning all the way through. And I usually layer because I also like lump charcoal because it gets hotter than regular charcoal. The only issue with this is that some of the pieces are extremely too big. See, that's too big. Alright, that's far enough. We're going to spread this out. Spread this out. And then we're going to finish off. Let me get this over here. We're going to finish off with Kingsford. While I'm here, and since I'm using lump charcoal, actually we might go with this down here in this corner. That'll work just fine. While I'm here, since God is here, we're gonna go ahead and get the vents. I'm gonna have my vents a little bit more than halfway close. So I like to smoke and sear. It really turns this into something I can start, make sure I got good and hot coals, put my top on, fill this with water, and really set it and forget it. Now, I do have to check every 3.5, 4 hours. I'm expecting this lamb shoulder is going to take anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. Maybe a little off, but for the most part, it's going to take a while. All right, I'll be back when I've started my fire. I'll see you guys in a bit. Let me show you how I start my fires. Real quick and simple like. I've got about 6 pieces of paper. So old newspapers I take. Once I've read them. I've got grapeseed oil. You don't need a whole bunch of oil. The paper starts to burn and the oil keeps everything burning. Don't need a lot of oil. And then to maximize the surface area, I will go through in each piece of paper. I will pump it up. That does 2 things. It spreads out the oil. And ball them all up. And then now we open it back. I find that if you don't crumble them all up, and you just put this in your charcoal igniter, it doesn't burn as long. It goes out. So then we can take out this. Here's my charcoal chimney. This goes in the bottom. Real simple. Real simple, like we don't do nothing too hard over here. I'm gonna turn and get your facing. We starting this. Okay. And I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna take about 6 to 8 briquettes. That's 4, 6, and 8 briquettes. I'm gonna start me a fire. It's already caught, and that's because of the grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil I find is I've used olive oil before too. Grapeseed oil works best because of the smoke point. Alright. It's already taken off already. You guys can see all the smoke, so this is kind of what I want. just to get my charcoal started. Other than that, I'll be back with you guys when I have a fire started. Alright, let me show you what we have. We've got a smoke and sear attachment. I got my piece of apple wood chunk on there. That'll go, and then there's another one about right here. And there's the start of the show. I'm going to put the top on. I did fill this up with water. I'm going to put the top on. I won't be checking this till probably the next 2.5 to 3 hours. Be back. YouTube, let's recap what we did. Now, this lamb shoulder was on my smoker for about 18 hours. 18 hours on my smoker. Let's go past that to what's been done to it. I trimmed it up. I got some salt on it overnight. So this has been a 2-day process. After that, I hit it with some mustard. Mustard, if you did not know, for lamb, mustard tamps down that gaminess flavor that truly comes from the fat. I did not trim any fat off this because lamb is already a lean piece of meat. Now, I seasoned it up with my favorite Greek seasoning. And then now, I pretty much got some sleep while this was on my Weber Kettle 22-inch. Again, it was 18 hours total. So, let's see what we have. We're going to open it. Got a bowl here. Again, the whole purpose of me cooking this was so I can take it past the point of medium rare. We going with this. I want a product that I could pull, and I'm gonna show you how tender I was able to get this. All right, we're gonna take it out of the packet. There you go. Look at that bark. It looks delicious. We're gonna take that juice that's in that foil. It's going into my bowl. So what you want when you pull it, you want to put that meat back in the juice. All right. Let's get this foil out of the way. And then let me show you what we're working with. You can smell it. It smells good. It's ready to pull, guys. This is what we're going for. This is what we're going for. I'm putting it back over here in this bowl. All right, I'll pull this. It's absolutely tender, guys. This is not really taking any effort. You'll see some people using forks to shred this. Not necessary. Only thing I'm going to do, I don't want these. Remember, this roast was only about 6 pounds. It's quite a bit of meat for only a 6-pound roast. I kind of miscalculated my time. I thought this was going to take between 8 and 10 hours. Like I said, it took 18 total hours before it was this tender. You see, everything is coming off that bone. That's what you want. Let's get this into the bowl. There's a few pieces of this that are tough, but it's that outside skin and outside fat layer. We won't put that in. Again, I only want the stuff in here that's truly edible. No sense of putting it in here if you're going to chew on it. So, it is tender though. Again, I don't need no forks. This is coming apart with my hands. This kind of reminds me of a pork butt. The consistency of the meat is a bit different. Let's go. Just about done with this. Let's see. I am putting some of that fat back in here. I don't mind the fat. That mustard has already done its job. You can smell it. It doesn't smell gamey. It smells a bit smoky. I used applewood with this, but it's not overly smoky. And the rest of this is going to be trash. And this bone, I'll give it to my dog. Other than that, stay tuned. Let me show you what I'm going to do with this meat. Stay tuned. Alright, let me show you how we're going to put this together. I've got some homemade tzatziki sauce that I made, heavy on the garlic. I think in a lot of Mediterranean/Greek cooking, Garlic, to me, is the flavor base. And there's cucumbers and cucumber juice in there. We got the feta. So I've got some meat heating up on my hot plate. We're gonna take, actually, let's do this here. I'm gonna get some tzatziki down. So this can be done two ways. I've seen a pita where you can cut it open and stuff inside. We're gonna do it more like a Mediterranean taco of sorts. We're gonna go down. We're gonna go down with our tomato. Remember, always season your tomato. All right. Season your tomato. We're gonna go down. Some lettuce. Onion. That's red onion. And a few slices of cucumber. Alright, we're gonna keep that's real simple. Again, nothing I've done you can't do at the house yourself. Hit it with a little bit more sauce, and we're gonna go on with some meat. Really like the way this meat came out. It's more of the consistency of a pork butt. There you have it. There you have it. I'm going to top this off with some feta. Feta is breakable. We're going to break a chunk off. Break a chunk off. We're going to get it on there like that. So this is going to my mother-in-law. This is what you have. I will give her also some sauce on the side. And then that's what you have. That's what you have. Guys, if you haven't liked, shared, comment, or subscribed, please do so. I look forward to joining you guys again with my next video. Don't necessarily know what I'm doing for my next video, but it'll be a good one. Tune in, subscribe, like, share, comment. B Smokehouse, out.